Kat, do you remember watching that one show called SpongeBob? Of course I do. I enjoy watching SpongeBob. Well, July 14th is SpongeBob Day, and I was thinking we should watch a few episodes of the series to help celebrate it. That's a great idea. Let's do it.
2 episodes later.
Man, this has to be the greatest show of all time. I always enjoy watching SpongeBob. Couldn't agree more, Kat. Say, I just had another idea. What if we were to do a review of the show together? It would be like a Nick show reviewing another Nick show. That's a wonderful idea. Let's do it. Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another NASCAR Sonic Fan TV review. I'm Kat from Sam and Kat. And I'm her friend Sam. And in this review, we're going to be reviewing the most popular show on Nickelodeon, that being of SpongeBob SquarePants. This show first premiered on May 1st, 1999, and the story follows a young sea sponge who goes on wacky adventures while also working at a local food restaurant. And during these wacky adventures, he also teams up with his fellow sea creature friends to help solve problems. This show currently airs a lot on Nick and Nicktoons, and you can stream it on Paramount Plus as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the character reviews. First up, we have SpongeBob and Gary. SpongeBob is best known for as being described as an optimistic, cheerful, and hyperactive sea sponge. He shows loyalty to his best friends and enjoys working as a fry cook at the local Bikini Bottom restaurant, the Krusty Krab. And Gary is SpongeBob's loyal pet snail. He's also an intelligent little snail and communicates through meows, helping out SpongeBob in some situations. And he's remained SpongeBob's best loyal pet snail ever since they first met. Next up, we have Patrick Star, who is SpongeBob's neighbor and best friend. And his character is displayed as a dim-witted starfish who lives under a rock in Bikini Bottom. He can also be characterized by his lack of common sense and tends to do nothing, but remains loyal and good-natured. And during the time when he's not at his home, he loves to go to jellyfish fields and go jellyfishing with his best friend SpongeBob. And even though he may be dim-witted, he has shown some signs of him being smart at times. Next up, we have Squidward Tentacles, who lives between SpongeBob and Patrick. And Squidward is best characterized by being a grumpy octopus who is oftentimes sarcastic and hates SpongeBob and Patrick. And during his spare time, he usually plays awful on his clarinet and makes art that he claims to be superior to others. And he always dreams of being a famous artist or musician, but instead he's stuck working at a dead-end job as a cashier at the Krusty Krab. And despite him not liking SpongeBob and Patrick, there have been times where he has shown care for them. Next up, we have Mr. Krabs and his daughter Pearl. Mr. Krabs is the owner and founder of the Krusty Krab and also SpongeBob and Squidward's boss. He may be best known for his love for money, but also tends to serve as a father figure for SpongeBob. And this gives off a complex mix of being selfish but also affectionate. And Pearl is the daughter of Mr. Krabs, who he really cares about. And she is portrayed as a typical teenage whale who likes shopping, hanging out with her friends, and is often frustrated and spoiled with her father's cheapness. And they both live together in a hollow anchor in Bikini Bottom. Next up, we have Sandy Cheeks, the only land critter living underwater. And her character is best described as being a squirrel from Texas and often loves inventing science experiments and martial arts. And she is able to survive underwater by wearing a pressurized spacesuit and helmet. And her home actually happens to be an air-sealed dome with a tree in it. And she also serves as a loyal friend to SpongeBob and Patrick. Next up, we have Plankton and Karen. He is best known for being an evil scientist and is Mr. Krabs' biggest rival. And he also happens to own his own restaurant called the Chum Bucket, but had never really had success because the food there is gross. And because of this, over the years, he had multiple plans to try to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula from Mr. Krabs. But his plans would oftentimes fail and he would never get the secret formula. He and Mr. Krabs actually used to be best buddies, but because of an argument they had while creating the secret formula led up to this rivalry that they had for a long time. And Karen is Plankton's computer wife, often appearing as a large TV or a portable monitor with wheels. She's best known for being sarcastic, oftentimes doubting Plankton's plans to steal the formula. But despite this, she still serves as a sidekick, helping him steal the formula. Next up, we have Larry, who is portrayed as a muscular red lobster who works as a lifeguard at Goo Lagoon. He serves as a recurring character who often loves to work out, tan, and help others out. And though he may be boastful at times, he serves as a strong and kind character of Bikini Bottom. And he also likes to take pride in his job of saving others. Next up, we have Mrs. Puff, who is the boating instructor of her own driving school. She tends to be generally well-mannered at times, but tends to get paranoid, anxious, and even angered by SpongeBob's reckless behavior. See, the thing is, every time SpongeBob takes his driving test, he oftentimes gets paranoid and tends to cause destruction to either the town or her own school. And because of this, she tends to inflate out of frustration considering the fact that she's a pufferfish. And because of all this, SpongeBob would never end up getting his driver's license. We can also see at times Mr. Krabs dating Mrs. Puff as she serves as his love interest. Next up, we have Squilliam Fancyson, who was Squidward's longtime arch-rival in high school band class. And he is best described as having a fancy unibrow and often boasts about how much of a fancy lifestyle he has to embarrass Squidward. He even at times mocks Squidward for being a cashier at the Krusty Krab. And he also tends to be selfish and arrogant, oftentimes taking pride in Squidward's failures. Hence, this is what fuels Squidward's desire to be famous, so that way he can surpass his arch-rival Squilliam. Next up, we have the local Bikini Bottom newsman, Perch Perkins. He is a recurring character who serves as a reporter for the Bikini Bottom News. He can be seen throughout Bikini Bottom covering local stories of what goes on in the little town. And his personality is best described as a smooth-talking, charismatic news anchor, but often tends to have an anxious personality. Next up, we have Old Man Jenkins. In some episodes, he appears as an old green fish who wears glasses and a white t-shirt. But in later episodes, he's best known for having a beard, blue overalls, and is bald. He is a recurring character who works on his local farm in Bikini Bottom. And though he may be portrayed as an antagonist at times, he does show kindness towards others. And his name is best used as a running gag for other elderly fish in the franchise. Next up, we have Fred the Fish, who during the earlier seasons served as a background character but now serves as a recurring character in the later seasons. He is best known as being a comic relief accident-prone fish who tends to get hurt a lot. And when this does happen, he is best known for by yelling his famous catchphrase, "My leg." And when season 11 rolled around, the cast even made an entire episode dedicated to him. And the episode was titled, yep, you guessed it, My Leg. Next up, we have Bubble Bass. And he is portrayed as a rude and lazy fish who often tends to be a harsh food critic at the Krusty Krab and even lies about the missing pickles to lower SpongeBob's confidence. He's also best described as being a geek who loves nerdy stuff and lives in his mother's basement. And he first played out as a minor role in the series but would later become a recurring antagonist in the later seasons. Next up, we have Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, in which in the prime served as superheroes on the famous TV show. Mermaid Man is best known as being the main character from this series, but nowadays it often tends to forget a lot of stuff due to his old age. And Barnacle Boy served as the sidekick to Mermaid Man and oftentimes gets frustrated by the way Mermaid Man treats him like a child despite him being 68 years old. They live together at Shady Shoals Resting Home in Bikini Bottom, and though they may be semi-retired, they still respond to the call of action and tend to fight the forces of evil. And speaking of evil, let's go ahead and talk about one of their enemies, Man-Ray. He is best known as being a manta-themed supervillain who is the arch-rival of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. He's also best known for being power-hungry and short-tempered, serving as the leader of the forces of evil. And because of this, he tends to scheme constantly of trying to take over Bikini Bottom, but is easily thwarted by Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and even SpongeBob and Patrick at times. Another member of the forces of evil is the Dirty Bubble, and his character is portrayed as a large, transparent, dirt-filled brown bubble who serves as an arch-enemy to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. And he has the ability to float and fly, as well as sucking up objects and making little bubbles. But despite this, considering the fact that he's a bubble, he has a strong weakness, that being vulnerable to sharp objects like pencils. And despite him being popped multiple times, he tends to come back. There will be an episode where he, quite literally, cleaned up his own axe and would briefly serve as a good guy, but then would go back to being the villain once he touched dirty stuff. Next up, we have King Neptune and his daughter Mindy. King Neptune serves as a powerful trident-wielding ruler of Bikini Bottom and SpongeBob. And he also tends to be obsessed with his crown and tends to punish anybody who dares to mess with him. He even tried to fry Mr. Krabs when he was accused of stealing his crown. And though his personality and appearance may differ from the show and the first film, he tends to be an arrogant ruler with a fiery temper. While in the series, he seems to be more reasonable. He also serves as the father to his daughter Mindy. And unlike her father, she tends to be compassionate and progressive, often trying to be the voice of reason. And with the use of her mermaid magic, she guided along SpongeBob and Patrick in helping to retrieve the stolen crown in Shell City. And lastly, we have Patchy the Pirate and his pet parrot Potty. Patchy is the only main human character in the franchise, and he also happens to be the same person who voices SpongeBob, Tom Kenny. He is one of SpongeBob's biggest fans and is president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club, and he lives in Encino, California. He and Potty mostly appear on the holiday-related or other special episodes, and Potty is the famous string-operated puppet parrot who is a sidekick and co-host to Patchy. And he oftentimes tends to be sarcastic, annoying, and verbally abuses Patchy, despite them being best friends. He also oftentimes tends to sabotage Patchy's plans to meet SpongeBob, but they would reconcile together towards the end of the episode. And now here are some fun facts. The show itself was actually supposed to be called SpongeBob, but a mopping company already owned the trademark to the name. And Steven Hillenburg's knowledge of marine life actually inspired him to make the show. And despite Tom Kenny having multiple different roles in this show, he actually voice acted other characters from different shows such as Starscream from Transformers Animated and the Ice King from Adventure Time. And our final review of the show would have to be a 10 out of 10. It is such a great and popular show full of nostalgia and perfect funny moments. So with that being said, that will just about do it for this TV review. Thank you all for watching. Well, Kat, I'd say we did pretty good with that TV review.
Hey Sam and Kat, did you get the news? They just made July 14th National SpongeBob Day.
We did hear about that. We actually just got done watching some of your episodes and actually did a review on your show.
Oh really? That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that.
You're very welcome, SpongeBob. Your show has brought many funny moments and plenty of nostalgia to many fans around the world.
Aw gee, that really means a lot. Say, what do you say we celebrate even further by watching my birthday special from 2019?
Absolutely, that sounds like a wonderful idea.